Hey, John Ferraro here, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 7 of my favorite recipes that I like to make at home for myself and my family. So if they're just going to help you get through that sweet tooth craving, or if they're just the regular go-tos you can grab out of your fridge and have something that's really simple and enjoyable to have on hand. These are some of my favorite things to do, so I hope you enjoy them.
I fill the blender with greens. We got red chard, kale, spinach, and egg whites. All in the Vitamix. So that's all blended down. Then I put in 4 scoops of vanilla whey protein, regular size scooper, 4 scoops of old-fashioned oats. Then I put in about 2 measuring cups of unsweetened vanilla almond cashew. And then we blend again. We added 2 bananas. If you have a good blender, you'll get a nice smooth green look. And then we just put however big pancakes you want. You can do big or small. You got some medium ones going here. And just like regular pancakes, you're gonna wait until they get a couple bubbles popping up through them and there's holes. Then we flip them over. Okay, now you're starting to see some bubbles come through. You can kind of see the edges pop. So that's about the time you want to flip it. So you take your spatula, go right under, and flip. Voila. Oh, and go in 2, and voila. In a new dish. So then now I'm going over chopping up the apples, cooking the oatmeal. Gonna put it all in this pan. Gonna mix in vanilla protein, dance on some cinnamon. Spread the first half of the pan there with the oatmeal mixed with the vanilla protein. Cover with half the apples, cinnamon. Second layer of the oatmeal with vanilla protein. Now you want this to be fairly, the viscosity of this to be a little bit more watery so it can move a little easier. It's a little thick. So we're about to bake it, so you want it to be a little thinner for the top layer. Just a layer of oatmeal protein on there now, putting on the other half of the apples. Apples on there, I lightly push them down into, then we sprinkle on the oatmeal or the cinnamon onto the oatmeal, just lightly on top. Make sure we get all of it nicely on there. Beautiful. Into the oven to 350. Go coming out the oven. Oh man, it's looking tasty.
What's inside of it? I wonder.
There we go, looks great. Right, making my chocolate smoothie, so I got out my organic cacao powder, of course, stevia in the raw, chocolate protein, some spinach, kale, egg whites, and unsweetened vanilla almond milk. All getting ready to go into the Vitamix. 2 handfuls of kale, 2 handfuls of spinach, and stuffed it in there. Now putting about 2 cups of liquid egg whites in. Then putting in about 1.5 cups of frozen strawberries. Blend it down. Now we got it liquidy. About half full with the kale, spinach, egg whites, and strawberries. And I'll add in 4 scoops of the chocolate protein. I'll put in 1 cup of cacao and 1/2 cup of stevia. And then I add the liquid unsweetened vanilla almond milk to get the consistency I like. If I want it thicker, I can also sometimes add some frozen bananas. Cacao and stevia. You also have to scrape the top of the outside to make sure the powder's not sticking to your blender, as you can see here on the side. So I'll go through with a spatula and just get all that off there. Like this, in a glass, like a smoothie. What I like to do is fill a bunch of these glasses up and freeze them. Put all of the chocolate smoothie into these glasses. I will now put them in the freezer. Delicious strawberry banana smoothie. Here we go. For my strawberry or strawberry banana vanilla smoothie, you're gonna start off, you need a vanilla protein powder, you're gonna need some frozen bananas or just frozen strawberries, unsweetened vanilla almond milk, liquid egg whites, some spinach, and for these I usually make a smaller batch and I do them one at a time in my NutriBullets. Put in a half cup of the liquid egg whites, a quarter cup of the unsweetened vanilla almond milk, put in 1 frozen banana, about 6 or 7 frozen strawberries. Before I put in the banana and the strawberries, I put in a handful of spinach and then 1 scoop vanilla protein powder. Now we're gonna put it into the blend. All right, my rice cooking tutorial. I like to do a blend of, this is a wild bistro blend and just a brown basami. So I do 2 of these, so I make a lot, last me a week. I do 4 total cups of dry rice. I'm gonna do this pot. So the first thing I do, put in a little oil, then I throw in some minced garlic, like so, boom. This thing on hot. And then I put on sea salt, crack a bunch of that in there. Then you let that heat up, spread it all around. I got sizzle, 2 cups of bastami, and nicely, perfectly measured 2 cups wild bistro blend. And we stir that up. Get it all nice and stirred in there. Next, put in 2 cups of chicken bone broth. Get that simmered in there. And that is chicken bone broth. Then I get my water hot. And I add in 6 more cups of hot, water. Now I leave it on high heat until it's boiling, then I turn it down to a simmer until most of the water's gone, then I let it cool with the lid on until it's done. All right, today I'm making my famous Green Goddess dressing. So when you want to start with that, the number 1 thing we're gonna be starting with is gonna be water and avocado. Also, you're gonna have apple cider vinegar, a handful of green onion, cilantro, a little parsley, the lemon, a little bit of garlic and olive oil. I'm gonna put it all over here into the Vitamix and let's blend it up. Blend it, add some fine sea salt for taste, and I got a pretty good consistency here and it's pretty tasty. Extremely similar to $4 Green Goddess at Trader Joe's. And boom. Now I got a big old thing I can use a lot of. Making my delicious brownie batter dessert. First, I get about a cup and a half of cooked old-fashioned oats here, cooked. These are all nice and soft and squishy and wet. I have about a half cup of dry going into my NutriBullet. I'm gonna put a handful of raw almonds. I use a little bit, probably a quarter cup of ground flaxseed. I'll use 1 cup of cacao powder. Then I'll use a quarter cup of shredded coconut. And I'll add this stevia or pure via and swerve for sweetener to make it sweet. I'll put it all together. Now we have the dry ingredients in the NutriBullet. We have the old-fashioned oats, raw almonds, shredded coconut, cacao powder, ground flaxseed. It's sweetened. I have a stevia, a little bit of this swerve mix. And then I'm gonna put it all in a bowl with the wet oatmeal. Ran the stuff through the bullet, get it all in the bowl, and we scrape in the wet oatmeal. Now this will be like kneading dough. You can add a little bit of cashew or almond milk to it if you want it a little smoother, but if you want it to be into almost bars, you can put it in the refrigerator. Just keep kneading it around this way. A little splash of almond milk in there, but it's starting to take shape. All mushing together, and this is my brownie batter. Now I scooped the brownie batter out of the big bowl into 2 small serving dishes. Let's see how you like them. These little butt fluffs.
We're princesses. So we have brownie batter and
Is it any good?
batter.
Is it any good?
Mm-hmm.
Like it? Hey. Hey, don't make a mess.
It was
this is what I have to deal with.
The spoon was stuck to all of the brownie batter, and now I can eat it. Ah!
Well, 6 and 7-year-old approved.